wrestling fans, F and true followers, and members of the YWC. Brian Crazy,
JC Styles,
and we're back with the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. Also featuring
Chronics from the Most Extreme Wrestling. What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
So are you super psyched for WrestleMania this year?
I am. It seems like it's going to be a really cool card and got a lot of good stars in it. So
now I know we all know what match Crystal's not most looking forward to, Undertaker Triple H. But what's your match? What's your match that you're most looking forward to seeing this year?
I guess it's going to have to be The Rock and Cena, just because it's going to be at the main event, and you got The Rock coming back for a match first time in a long time, and that's cool. Maybe see The Rock passing the torch to John Cena.
I see that as a definite possibility. I have to agree with you 100%. I think it's definite at this point, 50-50. We could see either The Rock put over Cena or Cena put over The Rock. You know, what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on this, I think a lot of people are thinking that Cena's going to pick up the win at WrestleMania. And I could see it happening because with WWE being so high on John Cena and building him up as the leader of the company. But in another way, I can't see them bringing back The Rock and losing on the first match. I mean, I could probably see it, the second match, John Cena picking up the win, where it'll give him more credibility.
Well, so you're saying you think that there's going to be a rematch?
There is a lot of internet gossip going around right now that we're going to probably see a rematch and maybe even see 3 matches out of this.
Yeah, either see a rematch at SummerSlam or even possibly a best-of-3 series with a match at SummerSlam and a match at WrestleMania 29. When they did the WrestleMania 29 press conference, The Rock was involved, and he did state that he will be involved with WrestleMania 29. He did not state his role, though.
Wow, that sounds just like the Undertaker Triple H. Have 3 different matches, but honestly, from my perspective, I just cannot see John Cena losing the match. I mean, to me, if The Rock's going to come back, I mean, it would make the most business sense for him to put over other stars, but knowing the WWE, I mean, who knows? But for me, I'm going to go John Cena 100% for that match.
Now, what do you think of the whole overall build-up towards WrestleMania this year?
Well, the whole thing to me is built around, The Rock and Cena. I mean, they started off, last year at WrestleMania, making the main event like a year away. And I think the build for The Rock and Cena, it's the best I think they could have done with the situation at hand. I mean, because The Rock couldn't be there every week. And he's been there, a lot recently, which is nice, almost every single week, especially going into WrestleMania. And with Sheamus in the Royal Rumble, CM Punk and Chris Jericho, I mean, they got a whole lot of storylines, and I think it's, really strong, but at the same time, it's really different from previous years.
They did kind of take the easy way out this year, I do have to say, by bringing back all the stars of the past and basing the whole show around them. We're not really seeing that new generation of stars being built that the fans are really looking for right now. I mean, George Barrios, who is the CFO for the WWE, was in a very important meeting just a few days ago, and he was asked the question, who do you see as the next breakout star? And he did not have an answer for that.
That's typical. I mean, yeah, you spend all this TV time and all the storyline time towards the one big match that everyone's definitely tuning in to see, but then by doing that, they're definitely discrediting a lot of the younger guys like Drew McIntyre, Ziggler, Swagger. I mean, even Barrett, who with his elbow injury that he fell hands to a couple of weeks back, WWE was just getting ready to pick up the ball back on him with his push at Money in the Bank this year, but that was nixed because of his injury.
Oh, yeah, there was huge talk of featuring Wade Barrett in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania and actually having him pick up the win. There was big talks about having him feud with CM Punk, actually, not with Sheamus, even though I would have thought Sheamus would have been the logical thing because him and Sheamus have had the feud over on SmackDown. But whatever have you, they nixed Money in the Bank, and now we have the huge 6-on-6 Laurinaitis match. But to touch on what you said real quick, and then we'll defer over to Chronics, Dolph Ziggler, incredible talent. Royal Rumble, that was a great main event. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you're talking about overall for me. I see what you're saying about the whole. They took the easy way out with the Rock and Cena and having all these guys come back. I mean, I guess they're just trying to pop like a big number. I would say either way, CM Punk versus Chris Jericho is a good idea. I mean, putting CM Punk over is a great idea. To me, honestly, I don't really know that John Cena needs to be put any more over or if it's even going to help his career at all. I mean, maybe they just need that clip of the torch pass, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, like Dolph Ziggler and even like Cody Rhodes' match, it's not really helping him out as much as I guess as it could in my mind. But especially like Dolph Ziggler, it looks like he's going to be thrown in like a 12-man tag team match, which just doesn't seem right with the build he was having, with the momentum that he was having, and then all of a sudden it's over. After the Royal Rumble, it's just over, and it's kind of mind-boggling that they didn't have something better for people like him. And the Wade Barrett thing, yeah, I understand the guy got hurt, but yeah, I mean that really sucks for him. But that's how I feel about that.
I think that, I mean, to continue the topic about Dolph Ziggler for just a minute, I mean, last year's Royal Rumble, he was going into having a big feud with Edge. He went as far as actually, I believe, picking up the title, but then was stripped of the title because of Edge using the spear.
Edge was stripped of the title because he used the spear because it was banned by Vicky Guerrero, who was the
general manager, assistant general manager.
Yeah, assistant general manager of SmackDown at the time.
To Teddy Long.
Teddy and his long. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But basically what happened was the spear was banned. She stripped the title from Edge. She gave it to Ziggler. Teddy Long came back because Ziggler attacked him backstage. And there was a rematch and he lost the title.
Yeah.
He was the champion, I think, for 15 minutes, a half an hour, whatever happened. But,
and then you also had him this year feuding with the CM Punk, having a big push going into the Royal Rumble, and then you have him be, and they had a great match at the Royal Rumble too, and they put on a wrestling match, and it was good, and I think CM Punk says it best. I mean, he is I believe, quote-unquote, best wrestler in the world.
He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. There is many incredible wrestlers that don't even get the worldwide recognition that they deserve. But to touch on Dolph Ziggler, to touch on Cody Rhodes, to touch on a lot of the guys that have carried the WWE for the last 6 months, they carried them through the summer and through the winter. And then, unfortunately, they kind of get sidelined for guys like The Undertaker and guys like Triple H and guys like HBK and The Rock. And I'm not saying that these guys don't deserve it. They have paid their dues and they deserve to be recognized. I'm huge on the legends. A lot of times me and you even go back and forth and you'll no, I want to see the younger guys. No, the legends deserve their recognition and praise, but at the expense of building a new generation, it's kind of a toss-up for at least this wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to see The Rock face Cena, but in the same right, Cena facing somebody else would have been interesting too. Dolph Ziggler against Punk would have been interesting, but Dolph Ziggler against Jericho, I'm a huge Jericho fan. I mean, the man was the first undisputed WWF champion, beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. But, Chronix, do you have any more thoughts on this topic before we move on to the next one?
Well, I'm going to briefly talk about The Undertaker and Triple H. It's like last year, I think it was pretty obvious that The Undertaker and Triple H were going to have another match. The way they built it up and the way they had The Undertaker just, he couldn't move. Triple H, he won the battle, but he didn't win the war thing. And I just was kind of confused by that because it's like, really? It's like, do they think that this is the best way to go with, you got The Undertaker. He has not very many matches left in him at WrestleMania. And it's like, that almost seems like a waste. It's like they could have just done the Triple H thing. And then this year he could have helped out another star, but they went this way, 20-0 Triple H. But
that's
anyway,
what I believe.
We can move on from that.
That's what I believe. I believe Undertaker is, just to close out this before we move on to the next topic, I believe Undertaker is going to go 20-0. I think the build to it was pretty interesting, though. I mean, when have we never seen The Undertaker not leave the ring under his own power? I mean, that was definitely a little bit of a change. And the way they brought him back, the vignettes, it could all have been a little bit different. But the biggest rumor going around right now is he's actually bald under that cape. So we'll see in 2 weeks.
Yes. And please stay tuned, and we'll be back with part 2 of this epic WrestleMania discussion.